Welcome to Monday. Nice to have you with us on the CBSN Minnesota Morning Update. I'm Jason DeRusha. Hope you had a good weekend. That rain was nice, wasn't it? Oh my goodness. Seeing the pictures from Minnehaha Falls, which was just a minor little trickle, and now it's back to looking like a waterfall. Not all the rain we need, but still good stuff. So glad to have that. Here is today's forecast. Well, this is what happens on the backside of a rainy, wet weekend, right? Very humid out there. And it's going to be hot. We're looking at 88 today, 88 tomorrow, 88 Wednesday. So we've got this kind of hot and humid stretch coming at us right now. This is the dog days of summer, right? I think we're in it. Yeah, let's talk about that because of all the rain this weekend, which again, I'm not complaining about, right? We love the rain. We needed it. My tomatoes appreciated it. A lot of us spent a little time inside. Maybe you were binging some TV. So we wanted to take this opportunity to ask you, what were you doing with your rainy weekend? We need, here's some of the video from over the weekend. There weren't that many cars out there. There were a couple moments we were checking some things out in the Twin Cities and felt very lonely on the roads because everybody was just kind of hunkered down. So my wife and I binged The Mayor of Easttown on HBO Max. Whoa, really good. We watched 5 episodes. So that's a lot of TV watching for us on a weekend. So I want your recommendations. What have you binge watched? What should I binge watch next? Leave a comment on Facebook and we'll read through some of your recommendations. Maybe we'll all get some good ideas coming up in a minute. One of the big stories we're monitoring today is the reopening of the Canadian border. It's been closed for so long, but Americans can go to Canada now, which I've wanted to make a trip to Toronto. And so I'm pretty pumped about this. This thing has been closed for 16 months, and boy, you feel for the businesses up near International Falls, all of the border businesses that have been kind of out of luck. And you think, there are people who their boyfriend or girlfriend lives on one side of the border or the other. It's been weird, right? So for Americans to get over into Canada, you have to be fully vaccinated and test negative for COVID-19 within 72 hours of travel. Vaccinated Canadians still not able to cross into the United States. I believe that restriction lasts until August 21st. We are learning more about a very, very sad story. This plane crash in the Southwest Metro, 3 people on board, all of them died. This video from a surveillance camera shows you just, these folks didn't have a chance. This plane just hit so quickly and then burst into flames. Family members tell us that a prominent surgeon for the Omaha area, Dr. James Edney, was on board. His wife tells us their son and daughter-in-law were the other passengers. NTSB is investigating what caused that crash. But boy, very lucky and or very skilled that the pilot dropped the plane in that field. But you think, whoa, if that had hit a house or hit that shopping mall it was right near. Tough. Activists in Minneapolis are renewing their efforts, and the push is on now to get rid of the city's police department. This comes more than a year after George Floyd's murder. Coalition is called Yes for Minneapolis. They're the ones really kind of fundraising, and they got signatures to put the charter amendment on the ballot. And this will be coming up in November, but you're going to hear about it for months. Basically, it would get rid of the police department, replace it with a public safety agency, and there would be licensed peace officers, quote unquote, if necessary. Last summer, there was an effort to do away with the department, but it didn't get charter committee approval, and the city council couldn't get it together to get that proposal on the ballot. Thousands of friends and fans loaded into St. Paul over the weekend to celebrate St. Paul's Golden Girl, Suni Lee, waving at all of her supporters. Look at the crowd along White Bear Avenue. What a trip for this young woman who has become an international superstar. And so much more, because in many ways she is a symbol of this generation of the Hmong community, born in St. Paul, in making waves. First Hmong American gymnast to make it to the Olympics. She got emotional, of course. She's a gold medalist. Very, very cool. And how about this guy? another one of Minnesota's Olympic champions. Back home this morning, this was the scene, family greeting Gable Stevenson at the gate at MSP Airport. But look at the crowd of Gophers supporters, so much maroon and gold down by the baggage claim. Gable is from Apple Valley, and we love it. Minnesota's golden duo, those two, bringing home the gold medal. The Olympic flame in Tokyo was extinguished last night, officially closing the very strange 2020 Summer Games that were held in 2021 in front of no one in person in Japan. Now all eyes are on Beijing. The 2022 Winter Games start in 6 months. It's unclear how the pandemic will impact those games. I mean, who the heck knows what's going to be going on in 6 months, right? Still decisions to be made about whether foreign travelers will be allowed into the country. Will crowds be allowed at the events? We'll see how things go. A man is schlepping his way across the country to raise money for hunger. Stephen Good, going 16,000 miles, 75 days, just going to Jewish delis. He was at Cecil's in St. Paul yesterday. It's called the Great American Deli Schlepp. Look at this route. It's pretty fun. If you have the time and the desire to travel across the country, why not make it a trip to explore Jewish delis? And his wife said, why don't you partner with a nonprofit? And he chose Mazen, which is a group fighting hunger.
I was told that 38 million Americans are food insecure prior to COVID, and I didn't understand what that meant, so I asked them, and they said, that means that sometime during the last 12 months, they didn't know where their next meal was going to come from. And so that shot up during the COVID issue to 80 million, basically 1 in 4.
Good left the Twin Cities. I wonder what he ate. Do we even know what he ate at Cecil's? I meant to look this up. I mean, it had to be like a Reuben, right? They've got a great corned beef sandwich over there. Good stuff. Des Moines is his next stop. He's from the Chicago area. Back to our talker today. I'm expecting great recommendations from you of shows to binge watch. I know a lot of you probably just binge watched old episodes of the CBSN Minnesota Morning Update. Annette says her daughter had a painting party for her new house. A painting party, what a glorious way to get free labor. What we're calling it, I'm not asking people to come over to my new house and help me paint it. It's a painting party. And Annette celebrated her birthday. Happy birthday, Annette. I should throw like a vacuuming party. Maybe like a window cleaning party. Mary watched season 3 of Stranger Things. Yeah, I'm with you, Mary. I like Stranger Things a lot. Very nostalgic for me, kind of taking me back to the 80s, right? Super weird. Season 3 was super weird. We just learned over the weekend season 4 will drop early in 2022. So there you go. Thanks, Mary. Becca watching Monk again. Oh, I never watched Monk. Did a lot of binge watching this weekend while they were snuggling on the couch with a sick kiddo. Oh, that's no fun. Thanks, Becca. Here's Bradley. We've been binge watching Blue Bloods every day for the last few weeks. That's fun. It's a great show. Blue Bloods, that's a fine CBS show, isn't it? Otherwise, I personally binge The Walking Dead every afternoon. Yep, it's more of a lifestyle for you, Bradley, I understand. We also, me and my kids were watching Impractical Jokers. We were kind of binge. That show is so stupid and so funny. Those guys are hilarious. And I think those episodes had to be, I don't know, 15 years old or so. Some of the humor maybe not appropriate under today's standards. We'll say that about Impractical Jokers. Great to have you with us here. You can binge watch the Morning Update from CBSN Minnesota at any time. Turn it up. Turn up that music. We'll see you tomorrow.